Hello students, welcome once again to my channel. Now in this section we are given a very nice question over here which says that can you find the larger number, the fourth root of 29 or 5 over 3? Which one is the larger number? Now let's look at how we can solve this question here. So solution. Okay, so with something like this we are going to pick we are just going to use 5 over 3 here, and then we are going to model these numbers here so that it looks something similar to this. When I say 5 over 3 looking something similar to this, it's because of this fourth root that we have over here. Now let's look at it. If we take the 5, so the denominator is 3, the numerator is 5 here. And now what we are going to do is that we are going to double these numbers because we want to get this fourth root, which is the number raised to the power 4, 1 over 4, which will give us something similar to the fourth root over here. Now we are going to double these numbers. Now in doubling these numbers, if we take 3 over here, if we double 3, so the first one is 3. If we double it, we are going to get 9. We get we double 9 again, which is 9 times 3, we are going to get 27. If we double 27, we are going to get 81. 81 times 3 is going to give us 2, 4, 3. If we double it again, we are going to get 729. If we double it again, that is 729 multiplied by 3, we are going to get 2187. So when we keep on doubling, we are going to get these numbers. Remember, this is just 3 raised to the power 1, 3 raised to the power 2, to the power 3, to the power 4, to the power 5, to the power 6, and to the power 7. Take note of that. We are going to do same to this 5 over here. So if we double 5 here, let me write the 5 here. If we double this 5 here, we are going to get the next number is going to give us 25. 25 times 5 is going to give us 125. Times 5 is going to give us 2625. Times 5 is going to give us so when we go on, we are just going to be doubling this number, so something around this number. Now, so at least we've gotten some of the numbers here. Now we are going to pick a number which has to the power 4 because of this fourth root that we have over here. Now if I take this is to the power 1, to the power 2, to the power 3, to the power 4, that is this number, right? Now if I'm taking to the power 4, that is going to be this number here. But if you look at 3 raised to the power 4 and 5 raised to the power 4 over here, you realize that it is far different from each other. If you find the difference of this number, it's going to be 400 times greater than this number here is going to be 400 times greater than 81 over here. But we are going to consider numbers which looks a bit closer. So if I'm taking remember I'm taking a number which is to the power 4, so I can't take 5, I can't take it 25, I can't take 125, but I can consider numbers from here, right? So I'm picking this number for 5 raised to the power 4, but with 3 raised to the power 4, I have to look for a number that will be more closer to 625, but it has the fourth root, or it has more than the fourth root. Okay, so if I take 243 here, it is also 200 times greater than that. But if I take 729 here, although it's greater than 625, it's a bit closer as compared to the others. So I'm going to pick that will be 3 raised to the power 6 over here. So now from here you realize that 5 raised to the power 4 here is less than 3 raised to the power 6 in this case. So I'm picking these new numbers. They are a bit closer, and it is more than the fourth root, which is perfect for what we are about to do. Now if I take 3 raised to the power 6 from the properties of indices, how do I write 3 raised to the power 4 from here? So in terms of this, it's going to be 3 raised to the power 4, and I can have 3 raised to the power 2 here. That is when they are multiplying. That is from the properties of indices. Okay, now we now have our number, which is our number is then going to look at 5 raised to the power 4 is still less than this 3 raised to the power 4, and then 3 raised to the power 2 in this case. Let's further simplify this. Because I have to the power 4 here and to the power 4 here, let me keep them on one side. So I have 5 raised to the power 4, and then I shift it downwards, 3 raised to the power 4, and then it's less than 3 raised to the power 2 in this case, right? Now again, from these properties I can write 5 over 3 everything here raised to the power 4, which is less than 3 that is 3 raised to the power 2. Now in this case, remember that from this we are coming back to this, right? We have the 4th root of 29, right? Now this one here, 3 raised to the power 2 is going to give us 9, right? So we have 5 over 3 here. Remember, 5 over 3 here will be raised to the power 4, will be less than 9, as we have said. But from here, which is 29 over here, if you take 9 over here, you realize that 9 over here is still less than the 29 that we have in the square root over here, right? Now let's look at this property from the transitive property. Now from the transitive property, it says that if a number, let's say let's take a variable. So we are representing the number with a variable. Let's say A is greater than B, and also we have B being greater than C. Then in this case, this implies that A is also greater than C in this case. That is from the transitive property. In the same way, when we have A less than B and also B is less than C, then this also implies that A is also less than C in this case. And that is a property that we have over here. So from there we have so from here we have our 5 over 3 raised to the power 4 here. So in this case, if this A is less than 9, which is B, and B is less than C, which is 29, then this implies that A will also be less than C, right? So A is less than C. So we have A, B, and then C. A will be less than what? C in this case. That is what the property is saying. Now from here, let's simplify this. Remember, we are working towards this, right? So how can we make this power here go away? So we can just do the 4th root on both sides. So if I apply the 4th root over here and then I do same on this side, you realize that this power here will get rid of the 4th root, and I have just my 5 over 3 being less than the 4th root of 29 in this case, right? So this is what I have. Now from here, if I let's turn this thing around, you realize that we have the 4th root of 29 here will be greater than 5 over 3. So therefore we have the 4th root of 29 here being greater than 5 over 3. Now let's check the other way. 4th root of 29, 4th root of 29, if we have to put this thing in decimals, you realize that we have the 4th root of 29. The 4th root of 29 is going to give us 7.25, and this 5 over 3 in decimals is going to give us 1.667. It's going to be recurring, right? So you realize that still we have our 4th root of 29 is greater than 5 over 3. So in this case, we have this to be larger in this case. So we have the 4th root of 29 to be larger in this case. Thank you very much for joining me in this video. Now in the next section, we are going to talk about a very nice equation. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and also hit the notification bell to be notified anytime we post a new video. I'll see you in the next video.